Mosquitoes are coming in, man. Oh, there they are. You know, quick little update on what's going on with the car. So, before I painted the car, I went to an open drift, and the car got either really hot, you know, pretty much sent it on the last lap, and we did like 2 big figure eights around Evergreen. And if you've seen that, I don't know, it's kind of a long run. I'm packing up, and I look over at the car, and there's a big spot. There's dripping. I can see the dripping coming from the motor, and I'm like, oh shit, that's probably not good. So I go over there, turn the car off, and then I look under, pop the hood. First time I popped the hood that whole event, which I don't know, I should probably start, you know, once I cool off, I should start giving everything a good look over. But what happened was the front main seal popped itself out. Look at that stash, guys. Oof. Yeah, the front main seal had popped itself all the way out and was just kind of just out and pushed itself to the crank, and what was happening was just steady stream. So luckily, my homie Fred towed me home, and I got in there, pulled the seal, put a new one in, and by the grace of, you know, whatever, the motor did not knock, because we put 2 quarts in the day prior, and then when I changed it the next day and drained the oil, you know, and did all that, I measured how much came out, and there was about 2 quarts. And now that I realized it's all mixed in here, but I should have checked the oil for any metal shavings or anything, but I did not. So I put it back together, it started right up, no weird knocking or anything. But what I did hear was the good old turbo gasket making noise. And as you can see right there, we are missing a bolt. And I'm sure I made a few videos on this, me complaining about this. Dude, oh my god, there's a mosquito on me. Oh, or just a fly, sorry bud. But I've had really bad luck with these gaskets, and the hardware was falling off. So the last time, Alex actually threw some spot welds on here. You can kind of see one there. Let me get some better light. There you go.
Worth exploring.
So Alex threw some spot welds, and the spot weld's still there. So you'd think there's no way that this thing could kind of come apart, you know, but somehow lost a stud and a nut. So I started the car up, I heard that. There's grassroots on Saturday, which we'll have a video for at some point. And I just, you know, I was too scared to tear into this and have any issues. So I went ahead and just drove like that, and it went well. The car felt fine. It just sounded kind of like booty. So we're going down to California next week, so I'm gonna go ahead and swap this out for the long drive. I plan on just street driving down there, kind of a mob. Still got a lot of stuff to paint, and yeah, so that's where we're at. So yep, gonna continue taking this guy apart. I'm gonna have to cut these spot welds, so it's not gonna be fun, but you know, it is what it is. So we're making some progress. And but I think the issue with these tack welds is that we might have not cleaned the nuts enough, because they're heat treated and they're probably coated in something, because it looks like the tack welds split off. And even when I was breaking these guys loose, I'd grind them down a little bit. So I've got these 2 already broken loose, and I really only had to grind down a hair, enough to get the wrench on there. They broke loose pretty easily, so I reckon they probably just wiggled themselves loose. So not really sure what I'm gonna try this time. Maybe we'll do, you know, all new hardware, and we'll try some, we'll drill some holes through and throw some wire. Maybe that'll work, we'll see. So look at this one. This one I was just pointing at that, that wasn't very welded on there, and I just threw the wrench on there, gave it like a tiny tug, and the whole thing snapped off with the stud. That's unfortunate. It's the next day, and we're painting today. Today's paint day, you know. We got pretty much all the way through the turbo stuff. We got the stud out, and a few options. I have, you know, another stud set with the same bolts that I've been running, the locking ones. But since we're in really no rush till Tuesday, and it is Tuesday today, what I'm working on is painting. And what I did for this stuff is I ordered, Flying Miata has a whole stud kit, has the studs, it has, and they're like some Aerotech stuff. And so those are proven to not move. They run them all on Miata stuff. And their nut looks similar to this, except for they have a slit. So what will happen is I'll put the nut on. There's a collar that sits on top. That's like a, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a collar that sits like this, right? That's like a triangle, so that way, and it locks onto the nut like this. And then you put like a C-clip on. So that way the nut isn't able to move because it'll be pressed up against the turbo housing. So we're just waiting on those, just ordered them this morning. Did freaking $20 shipping, hoping they get here a little faster. In the meantime, we got these skirts all prepped, valences, the mirrors, and the door handles. I'm pretty much have 2 more coats of clear to go through and we'll be done. It went pretty smooth. Still got lazy and didn't fix this crack because I don't plan on keeping these for too long, but doing pretty good. Not too much dirt landing in it, you know, not gnarly mirror finish because nothing's been block sanded, but we are getting that nice wet look, which is always ideal with clear coat. So, you know, nice reflection, everything looks shiny. The mirrors have kind of been a pain to paint because they, especially for the clear, once you lay it on, the whole mirror starts spinning. I don't want to hold it, so you can see I've already overdone it a little bit, a little drippy drop. These panels down here, I had a few runs. It's really hard to spray this underlip, which sucks because that's going to be pretty much the most seen, like this in the top. Yeah, door handles, pretty straightforward. I wish I would have painted these on the car, but it is what it is, you know. So yeah, we just got a few more coats of this and then we'll be done and we can just, I don't know, sit around until they dry up and then assemble the car maybe day after next, because this clear just takes forever to fully harden. It's pretty soft. And then we'll start working on, we'll probably start spraying the bumper tomorrow, the do-look bumper. I have some good silver I want to use on that. And then I still have not decided what I'm going to do with the flames on the hood. I'm thinking yellow might be my best bet, just respray them yellow, but we will see once I have everything else done. Well, it's the end of the day and oh man, bummer. So these guys are done. Not bad, not bad. Only thing is, I wish I would have oriented these differently. Last time I sprayed them, I think I had this side up and that pointed down, because pretty much on these valences, the only part that really matters is like this section and back here, right? This could all be, you know, pretty poorly sprayed. This line here, I tried to make sure to focus on getting a good amount of paint on there, but even then it seems like you can kind of see there's like runs. So this is going to be actually face up, which kind of sucks because it was really hard to spray clear on that. But you know, live and learn. I taped this down so it wouldn't move. So there's a whole section here that hopefully you will not be able to see because the car will be so damn low. Next up, the mirrors. Got them hanging in random places. Really hard to get good coverage on some spots. But the main backings came out pretty good. Did get a slight run, so there'll be like some drips I can razor blade out, but not as bad as the previous mirrors. Had really bad runs. Actually had just droplets hanging off still. And the skirts came out pretty good. We're in some bad lighting and I can't get over there, but you know. Yeah, skirts came out good. So tomorrow maybe I'll start prepping this just so I can spray them both at the same time. But the plan is to just spray this one that's more or less prepped. And I wanted to do this by itself because it's such a hard bumper to spray. But we'll see. I'm trying to get that one fitted up. So I actually need to cut that one. So I got the silver and we'll prep this in the morning. It's very hard to spray because of all these grooves. So I'm going to tackle this by itself and we'll deal with the hood, like I said, another time. I just got to clean this fucking gun. This is the worst part about painting. Finally going back together. So went ahead and just bit the bullet. Bought this baller ass freaking hardware that I got from Flying Miata. They have some baller studs that I forgot to film when I was putting them in. But I guess they're like heat treated for like 16 hours and like guaranteed to not fuck up. And then their hardware has these slits in it where I will then put these collars. And then there's a snap ring that goes over them. Fingers crossed that this is probably, hopefully one of the last times I do this because, you know, I'm pretty sick of it. Copper sprayed the gaskets just because, I don't know, tradition at this point. I copper sprayed my head gasket and it's kept this car alive for over a year. So gonna go ahead and torque these down and yep, get it all buttoned up. And there you have it. One is in. So this guy's pressed up all the way against the turbo housing. So there's no way, and that's locked onto the nut. If this stud or nut tries to back out, it will not go. Unless somehow the stud walks itself out. But this is pretty tight. I tightened it so I could get this lined up perfectly. Then we'll go ahead and do the same on the other side and do it in cross pattern.
Okay guys, we're gonna repaint my car. You know, new year, new color. I was just telling them how we're repainting my car now.
Yeah, new year, new me.
Julio's cold even though it's 80 degrees out.
Huh? It is.
Just kidding. Julio's gonna paint new flames on his hood. I wanna repaint my car, but it's a lot of work just doing these. So while Julio paints his hood, you know, I'm gonna put together this Lego set. This Jar Jar Binks. He said, "This is broken. This is all broken." That's what he says. I pushed the guy over.
Love painting.
Fun fact for y'all. Julio's wanted a yellow car since I met him, like 3 years ago. Making some good progress over here. Look at this little dude. Now that I look at him closely, I don't think that's Jar Jar Binks. I think it's like the leader dude. But honestly, I'm not the Star Wars expert in this household, so who the fuck knows?
We made it. I didn't document too much of the taping because it's pretty terrible. Instagram lived it, and I'm sure that was boring as hell. But gonna go ahead and spray it. The plan is to dust a couple coats of yellow on here. As you can see, I've masked it. Not exactly on those hard lines, and I'm hoping that then I can then tint this a little lighter, and then I'll pull the tape and then do another 1 or 2 coats over the whole thing. So this will be the Kevlar get tinted yellow, and this should hit full base color. See how it goes. A bunch of the tape's like peeling up.
Okay, I won. Finished first. Look at this. Ready? Hang on. Gotta get the... Ew! Ew! Fire stuff, you know? Gotta kill all the little dudes. Very cool, huh? Very cool. Let's see where Julio's at.
So kind of hard to tell how it's going because I was experimenting with laying it down super thin so I could figure out how I'm gonna do the top half of the Kevlar, but it's not going well. I feel like I might be doing too many coats to where it's gonna be, I'm gonna have a really tough time getting rid of this hard edge. Also, some of the tape's been peeling up, so hopefully nothing got past it. I went back and the spots that were getting really bad peeled, I went back and retaped. I think I got one. I'm probably gonna do one more coat. And then, I don't even know, man. I really don't even know. I just hope the hood at least matches the fenders. It's hard to tell with this camera, like the whole hood looks yellow, but.
Okay, so I took a break from recording because I found this new TV show I really like. This is what it's at so far.
Talking shit.
No, I said I took a break from recording because I got this new TV show I like.
Don't worry, I'm keeping you updated. Drop a like, comment, subscribe if you think I could tint this yellow or just spray it.
He's gonna tint it yellow no matter what though, because this video is coming out after it's done. But yeah.
Also, if you use frog tape, make sure you rub it on your pants first, or all the sticky stuff will stay on your hood.
Still very there.
I think when I get it really wet, like.
Maybe the goo gone, or goo off, goo something.
We'll look. We're on the final stages, guys. I just mixed all the clear. I just did a very light coat, light wet coat. I'm gonna let it tack off and then I'll go ahead and start dumping it. Yeah, ran out of this stuff. There's the hair. But like I use this to, it's like a clear base. Now you mixed it with a little bit of yellow to try to tint the Kevlar, which didn't go too well because you can't see the Kevlar as well as you could before, but that's fine. And then I did just that to try to soak those hard lines. So here we are. I just did the first, so as you can see, like, the Kevlar's there, but it's like, I don't know, my gun didn't spray as even as, you know, ideally I'd want it to. So it almost looks like a patchy yellow. It's over. We've now finished the home stretch. There she is. The clear went all right. Same as like the hood or the roof. It was incredibly hard to see where I was spraying. I had to just hope that I was hitting the same spots. are staying on the same pattern, but on the other side I was like going all crooked and I had to like spray the corners by themselves. But not too bad, not too bad. And now we're about to go swimming. Check out the floaty, bro. We're about to go.
What?